Coach,
So
what's
you
the
guys
takeaway?
trailed by 16, led by 3, made a nice comeback. How do you see the game?
What was that, GB? How do I what?
What did you think of the overall game?
I thought it was very poor. We probably played a pretty competitive 10 minutes. I don't know when we were down 16 and when we went triangle and 2, but I thought we played that decent and probably played a pretty competitive 10 minutes. But other than that, I didn't think we were very competitive. I thought they controlled everything with their speed and quickness and our inability to get back in transition. Put it where there was no margin for error. And then even after all that, we got a 3-point lead and actually do exactly what we want to do defensively. And their guy stepped up and made a shot, So, props to him. And then after that, it was still a game in which we were going to have 2 possessions. I don't know how much time was left when he made the 3. Do you guys remember?
59 seconds.
59.
How much?
59.
Yeah. So we still, even with that, had a situation where we were going to get 2 possessions and they were going to get 1 to end the game. And obviously, both of our possessions led to layups for them. And we just didn't, just wasn't very good. So I'm disappointed. We didn't deserve to win, but certainly we put ourselves in a position where we could have won. And I thought our guys did compete and try really hard. Over certain stretches of the game, especially late, but not providing any resistance. The first 20 minutes was obviously the difference in the game. It was just too much to come back from.
I know, obviously, game just ended, so you haven't had a chance to look back on it. But how much of an issue do you think was maybe offensive possessions with maybe low-quality looks that led to them kind of running off misses?
I'm sorry, what was that? With what, Scott?
How much of an issue do you think maybe were offensive possessions that didn't go well that turned into them running off misses for you guys?
Yeah. I don't think there was. I would say, how many times did we turn it over that led to layups for them or bad shot selection? I would say of the 37 points they got, if that's accurate in transition, I bet 20 of them were off a terrible shot selection or us just throwing it to them for a layup. So, yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's you can't allow people to do that, and it's frustrating to me because their best offense was our offense there in the first half.
Coach, what went into the decision to go to zone? Seemed like the players responded really well to that.
Well, yeah, we really didn't respond that well, Carlos, when we went 2-3. It was a shitty 2-3, and they got, for the most part, anything they wanted, but we just traded baskets. So the lead didn't. The lead went to 16 or whatever from 11, but second half we pretty much traded baskets, and then we went triangle and 2, and we got a couple of stops and got it under 10. The next thing you know, they started. There was finally some game pressure on them and everything, and if Likely doesn't make that shot, we win the game. I would say that there's a 95% chance of that happening, but he did make the shot. It was a great shot by him, but I think that gave us a chance to win was obviously the triangle and 2 because we certainly were not guarding them man to man.
Is that what you envisioned from Dave before the season began? Just an effort like that where you can go to him every time?
I actually, did for the most part. I think David had a great game. I thought everybody was so poor defensively the first half, but I thought he had a great game. We threw it to him. He delivered. He made some hard shots. Defensively, he controlled the defensive glass for the most part. But, I think that David's certainly on an uptick. And I don't know that he can average 20 and 10 the rest of the season, but I do think he has potential to get 20 and 10 in any game.
Hey, what kind of impact did Cade Cunningham have tonight?
Well, he was the best player in the country, for the first 10 or 12 minutes of the game, or 14, whatever it was. He scored, he made threes. I don't know how many he ended up with. He ended up making 3 threes, and made his free throws and, killed us on ball screen defense. I mean, I thought he showed everybody why he's so good because he did it plethora of ways. It wasn't just catching and shooting. He did it by playing, and I thought he was very impressive. I thought we did a good job the second half of neutralizing them, but large part of that's because we played zone.
Hey, Bill, just big picture, where do you feel like you guys are at right now?
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. It's a long season, and we're thankful we're playing all these things. We always have a goal each year to win the league, and that goal's not vanished, but certainly it's getting to the point where there's less than zero margin for error moving forward. So I'm not leaving out of here disappointed because or mad or anything because we lost to an Oklahoma State team. I'm leaving out of here because of the reasons why we lost to an Oklahoma State team. And that's on me more than the players, and I got to get the guys where we think a little tougher because certainly that's a pride and toughness is a big part of stopping people, and we got to get better at that. I got to demand more.
Are you talking about anything specifically with that?
I'm talking about our our defense, our transition defense, and our half-court defense.
It looked like Bryce hurt his wrist or something during that scrum. Do you know anything?
Yeah, he broke his finger. So,
okay.
He broke his finger. And so I don't know the exact details of that. All I know is that we're sure he broke his finger. So we'll go back and get it examined. And so we don't know what it will require, if it's surgery, if it's not. I mean, we have no idea on that. All we know is that there was definitely a break.
He'll be out, though, you think, for some period of time?
Well, I mean, he broke his finger. So, I mean, he'll be out for a while. He'll be out for a while.
Coach, compared to against Texas, did you have any players that stepped up in the huddle and tried to take a leadership role?
Well, I mean, we came from 16 down to up 3, so I think that there was some pretty good leadership and things like that going on during that stretch. I was really disappointed how a fairly experienced, not a real experienced team, but a fairly experienced team, finished the last minute. It's nobody's fault that likely made the shot, and tie game, big deal. 2 possessions to 1 possession. The percentages are still with us, and then we didn't execute very well. And you can talk about leadership a lot, and granted, of course, you want more. Ochai rushed his second 3 when he had all the time in the world. So there's some things like that we can get better at. We haven't been in that position probably enough to be great at it, but we got to get better at it. But they're just, you can't give up an and one at game point. There's things like that if that's a 2-point game instead of a 3-point game and we're playing for 2 for 1, it has a totally different feel to it, and you guys understand that. So it's something we just got to tighten up. We got to play tougher. And that's my honest opinion. We don't make other people play poorly. We hope they play poorly, and that's not the way to live in this league.
On that last,
did Tyon get hurt when on TV? It looked like he got hurt.
He did. He told me he hurt his shoulder. When he reverse pivoted down there. I don't know what he's doing, but he reverse pivoted down there and fell and said he hurt his shoulder right there when he fell. He only played about a minute before he got hurt. So I don't know the extent of it, though. I don't think it's bad.
On that last out of bounds possession, was the look there before Mark?
You know what? I had to watch it. Mark underthrew him by 10 feet. He didn't put anything on the pass, and they switched out, so you weren't going to get the first look, but we were playing to that and hoping we get the second look, and then there was a third option, and CB had to catch the ball in order for us to get to the second and third option, and we underthrew him. So. That was disappointing. There's absolutely it's not a great percentage play to think that you'd make that shot, but it's one that you're disappointed that you didn't at least give yourself a chance.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Coach.